Recording. All right, so I have an outline of stuff that I'm gonna go over. I'm going to mute you guys just for the recording, so there's no background noise. But if you like, just wave at me, or you can unmute yourself. There'll be periods where you can ask questions throughout it, and then there is a chat box. Jamie, I know you're on your phone, so it's a little bit harder to see, but there's a chat button that you can, which I'll type something here. Hi. So you guys, if you have questions as we go along the way, you can type questions, and then we'll go over that. Go over them. But I'm really excited. I know we have a few other coaches that couldn't make it on this call that will watch the recording. Liam, do you have to be so crazy? Can you please watch your cartoons? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hashtag work from home, mom life. It's just always an adventure. Okay, so I have like I said, I have an outline of things that I'm gonna go over, and I'm gonna share this with you after. So I'd recommend taking notes for yourself of things that stick out to you. But there's gonna be like first steps at the bottom I'm gonna go over, and I will share this. You'll have the recording, and I'll share the outline with you too at the end. So the purpose of this call is, first of all, for you guys to kind of see each other's faces, because in the beginning it can be kind of overwhelming and sometimes isolating for some people, and I'm trying to get creative to remove that isolation factor, and so that everyone feels supported and not alone and more excited about the potential. Oh, hallelujah, baby daddy's home. More excited about the potential moving forward, and that you have tangible first steps of what to do, rather than feeling like this is cool and everything, but I have no idea like where to go from here, which is a common feeling in the beginning. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about with you guys is vision. And I know all of you were in the Business of Coaching group, which I hope was helpful. I'd love if you guys want to message me after and just give me any feedback. I've gone back to this kind of platform of sharing details about what this is, because it's hard to do in a webinar, and I think it's nice if people can do it at their own pace. But vision was the first thing that I talked about in there, and the reason is because if you don't have a strong connection to why you're doing this and where it could get you, then the daily tasks, or like we have a business activity tracker that's like, checking off your business activities, all that's just going to become a checkbox. Posting on social media for pretty much everyone, all new coaches, especially this group of new coaches, is not a normal thing. And so it becomes to be, you will, if you haven't already, meet challenges in this coaching world where you're like, that's uncomfortable. Like, that's outside of my comfort zone. That is not me. I don't know how I feel about this. And that happens to everyone. And if you can connect that feeling of being uncomfortable with growing pains, like, that means that this is going to create growth for you. It's easier to do. It's just like when we work out at the gym, literally when we're lifting heavy, we're breaking muscle fibers so that we can grow bigger muscles. It's the same concept. We have to, in a sense, break bad habits, break bad, especially women. We have these implanted seeds of doubt or inadequacies in our brain, and they will come up. Like, are you sure that, like, who are you to think you could do this? Are you sure that you're good enough? What are people going to think? These are all things that we all battle. It's just not talked about. So I want to talk about them because it makes you feel less alone in the journey. And when you have that vision of, hey, this could actually, whatever your reason is, for me, it was to get out of prison. This could get me out of prison. I could work from home and make a 6-figure income with my boys at home doing what I love. I could actually make a difference in people's lives. This could be, this could be really incredible. And so the vision that I had connected to the uncomfortable moments, and that vision was stronger than the fears that I had, the insecurities that I had, all of that. So that's why everything we're going to go over today is going to be great. It's going to be helpful, but it all connects back to why you're doing this and the bigger vision that you have for your life, for your family. So I asked you 2 questions in the group, and they were the 2 questions that shaped everything for me. And it was, if fear was off the table 1 year from now, where would you want to be? Have you guys had a chance to kind of think about this? And then 5 years from now, where would you want to be? Did anyone have like a hard time? I did. Did anyone struggle with like, what do I actually want if I could choose? Because I found some people do it. Sorry about that.
So I did it, and I found it easier
Kristen, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Mm-mm.
No? Yes? No?
Zoom, it is.
I unmuted myself.
I see you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. That's so weird.
Hold on. Wait.
Can you hear me
now?
No, oh wait. Yeah. Kristen,
hello?
I can hear you now. Okay.
Can you hear me can you
Yeah.
hear me yet? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kristen.
I was gonna say that I found it easier to do like bullet points when I did both years. I was gonna screenshot that to you, but today's like one of my busiest days. So it was there in my brain, but I didn't do it. So I bullet pointed like the main topics of where I want to see change. And then I did kind of like subcategories with that of like focal points for the year, you know, and a lot of it was like focusing more about me, how I want to see myself change, like mentally and physically, emotionally, all of that stuff, stress, just building confidence, and like more like just believing in myself more and like kind of making that the foundation for year 1. Then year 5, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I can't wait to like actually think outside the box and actually like think of like some big dreams. And then I got to that point and I was like, shoot, where do I
right?
Like, how big is too big and like what's realistic? So I had a trouble with kind of just thinking of something that I would absolutely love, but in my brain I kept saying that like it's not realistic, like don't put that because it's not realistic. But then I'm like, well, why isn't it realistic? So it's almost like I had this Sybil moment with multiple personalities. So I'm conflicting with my ideas and I'm like, stop, Kristen. And so I just bullet pointed and then I started looking at it. I'm like, God, this is kind of getting a little materialistic. Like I want to buy a house with land and I want to be, you know, make sure my husband has a brand new truck because I have this financial security. And then I'm like, is that really like what I want to see myself in 5 years, with all these like materialistic things? So I don't know. I struggled really hard with the year 5, and I had to stop myself because at that point it was almost 1 o'clock in the morning because I was just super busy all the time. I'm like, okay, I need to stop. I need to get some rest. This is just taking way too long. So that's me in year 5. So,
thanks for sharing. I had the same struggle. Jamie, what about you? I know you said you're a dreamer. Your husband keeps you grounded. I think is what you told me.
Yes, right. So like I jump all in, and then he's like, "Hey, you want to talk about it?" And I'm like, "Oh, we should probably talk about it." So I don't like year 1. Like I would just like to like really just get the base of like what this all is and get it moving. And I know I can help people like I do it every day at work. Just on a different platform with less control, obviously over this. So I am a control is one of my biggest issues, right? So like this is so helpful because I feel like this is also like I don't know what I'm doing, right? So then I'm like, oh gosh, like I'm glad that Jess is here to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. But I would like probably be like like if I could make money, that's awesome. Like that's awesome. Taking everything like not failing off the table, failure is rough. So like being able to take that off the table, like Kristen was saying, like it's just kind of like you have to bullet point it, you have to write it down, because what does that even look like? Because most things, you know, there's always some point of failure or growth, right? Like at my job, I can only go so far, right? Like I'm where I'm at, and that's where I'm going to be unless I go back to school or leave the hospital, right? So I would say like just growing this business and seeing what that looks like, and financially that would be nice, like to get out of debt, really. Like we have car payments and we have a travel trailer and we go with our kids, and that's my base of all of this is my children. So like just I don't know if you've seen like the post, but like my 10-year-old is already asking like, Mom, when are we going to make our Shakeology? So like just stuff like that is so fulfilling. Like it doesn't even have to be like a tangible item. It's things like that I'm just excited about. And then 5 years, I mean, I don't know, like be you, right? Like do something like that. That's amazing. Like I can't imagine how, like from day one until like where you're at, like it's awesome. Very inspirational.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
I love that. And I would say if you can start taking those steps from I can't imagine to start imagining it. Like
Right.
imagine what would your day look like for everybody 5 years from now if you're making 10 grand a month from home. This is your job. This is all your responsibility is running it, if that's what you want. Again, not everybody wants that, and that's 100% okay. I wanted to quit my job. Not everybody there's very successful coaches who love their jobs and they want to continue to do that, and they do this more on the side. But whatever that dream is for you guys, start like vividly imagining that what you're picturing, what your days would look like. And it's really cool to see how it's hard in the beginning. I struggled with the exact same thing. As far as how big is too big, like that's where I set my goal of matching my nursing income at the 5-year mark in the very beginning. And I thought I had like lost my mind. Like no way that I could do that from this Beachbody thing. Like, are you kidding? And that was when my coach, Liz, was like, you have no idea. I mean, she was a 7-figure earner at 4 years in. So like the potential it's insane. It's absolutely insane. So that's why I love talking through this and questions. Vicki, did you have a chance to, I know that you posted on the comment, but is there anything that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I'm not going to put my video up because I've been sick. So I'm sitting here in my
room. Now I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Let me try again.
You were unmuted and
now I am good?
Nope.
I
can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Shoot. I'm sorry. Okay, just for the sake of time, I'm going to keep moving
going
forward.
Yeah.
Vicki, I'm sorry. Feel free to chat in the chat box.
Okay.
So along with your vision, here's where it gets powerful. Once you continue to develop this, and for those of you who are married, I'd recommend talking with your spouse about this. Like, if we could have anything, where would we want to be? And then what does that really mean to you? And a lot of times for those of us who have kids, our kids are very much involved in this fuel. So for me, my boys are little still, and so I would have had to send them to daycare every single day, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I didn't, if I could choose not to do that, then I would want to be present. I would not be able to leave my job to go to their soccer games. Like that kind of stuff was very, very fueling to me. And so what would it mean to you to have that kind of life? What would it mean to your family? And then what's the cost if you don't? So if you stay where you're at right now and you stay on the path that you're at, what does your life look like in 5 years? Financially, debt-wise, relationship strain, your schedule. And again, this is going to be very different for everybody. But that kind of contrast and picturing your future is really helpful sometimes to figure out if you really want to do this. Because there are going to be, like in the beginning, nobody knows what the heck they're doing. Nobody. I have a whole background, and I used to own my own health coaching business, and I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning because it's different. This is very different. That being said, everyone's capable of learning. And if you want it and you connect with your vision, then you're going to be well on your way and very successful. Okay. Number 2, confidence. So I did a video in the group, which I know that not everyone's probably had a chance to watch all of them, but about why Beachbody's approach is different. And I'd love to hear from you guys, just off the top of your head, what sticks out to you about coaching or about the approach that the platform maybe that Beachbody uses for health and fitness? Is there anything that's like extra attractive to you or sticks out to you that, wow, this is actually really unique than other things that I've seen out there? Because we all know that there's a ton of nutrition companies and shake companies and supplement companies out there. So what to you guys is different?
Can you hear me?
Why is this happening?
Okay, hold on.
I can't hear you.
Hold on.
Okay, holding.
I don't know why I'm having you hold because I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh,
I think it's
so
Zoom
I
today.
switched to gallery mode. Is that what it said? I don't know. So now I can see all 4 squares. So now you can hear me. You couldn't hear me when it was just like just Jessica's face.
I don't know.
So, I think. Anyways, what sticks out for me is the research that is behind it, and how many options are available, and how many. Abby, get down. Get down. Sorry, my dog's on my bed. Get down. Go. How they have all these different programs that can help multiple different people. It's not just one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it can be for anybody that has anything. And you just tailor it to them. So I think the options and the availability of everything, I think personally, is extremely helpful. I've tried multiple different things within the programs themselves, and I found things that worked, found things that didn't work, and I found things that work together. Like I think it's unlimited as well. So, I mean, for me, like when I'm speaking to people about what's going on with them, there's so many different things within Beachbody that can help them. And I love that. It's not just, here's this product, here's this program, because not everybody's different. So that's what I personally like about Beachbody.
I love
That's
it.
it.
So I think what I've seen, and Jess, I've talked to you about this, I really have just like dove into the exercise portion of it since last year. And the first thing I did was bought the 21 Day Fix like DVDs. So I was just doing that at home. And if I'm completely honest with you, I did it twice. But she kind of drives me crazy, right? Like the trainer, she drives me nuts. Like I think she's great, but like she drives me nuts. Like I'm yelling at her sometimes, like, stop, like, can you just join in with me? Like, why do you have to go around and like make fun of other people? Like that guy can lift heavy, like leave him alone. So she drives me nuts. But like, and then of course it came with the little portion control. Yeah, containers. And that's not I just like, that didn't work for me. And at this point I just bought the DVDs, right? So I'm like, oh, well, I guess this is it. So then I moved on and did some other things. I found a lady on that does more like CrossFit HIIT stuff, but then you're limited to my house. Like I'm not going to go to the gym with my husband. I don't have time. Like, and I can't leave my kids at home. And I'm not going to go to the gym with him for an hour and a half. So then I joined Beachbody On Demand. So I guess what I think from what my perspective of it is there's so many exercise programs that you can fit for anyone. Like I'm talking to a girl right now that is, has like arm pain, wrist pain. And she was like, I'd love to do it if I felt healthier. And I'm like, well, let's talk about it. Cause there are things that you can do. There's programs on here that you can do with with mild injuries or moderate injuries. There's modifiers. So I really like that. And I've done a lot of exercise programs and there's not one that I've seen do that this far, like at all. So that's what I like. And then the 2B mindset is like that's my jam. Like the portion, I can't. Like, that's just not my lifestyle. Like, I'm not going to measure 2 blues and 1 red. Like, that's just me being honest. So I do like that there was growth, because if you were to tell me that it was only the portion fix, like, I can't, like, that's not, I'm not gonna be able to promote that based off of my, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like all in, but I see it works for other people, just not me.
Totally.
So yeah.
100%. I love that. I love that so much. And I agree with you guys. And that's my perspective as well. Because of my background, the thing that I love about Beachbody that I've never found anywhere there's 5 different elements to what we provide people. And this is one of the things that if you can look it over and read it over and have it in the back of your mind, it's going to develop so much confidence. One of the traits of very successful coaches is an unwavering confidence in what we have to offer them, and that it's so different. And when you have that confidence, you will not get price objections. It is crazy how much that happens, and that's just going to come with time. But I love our intentional nutrition programs, which is different than clean eating. I've been a clean eater for years, but I love the structure of either program. And everyone, like you guys know, everyone's different. And we have options for them. You don't have to know anything about nutrition because it's already been created for them. And then the same with the efficient fitness that works into everyone's lifestyle. Every year we add, I want to say between 4 and 5 different fitness programs, which is incredible. And then the third part is the supplementation, because we know we all are stressed out. Like, everyone nowadays is exhausted, overcommitted, stressed out, usually have digestive issues. Like, we all have different gaps in our nutrition, and we have an overstimulation of stressors. So I personally, and you guys know this about me, but that's why I'm so passionate about Shakeology, because you have so much in one thing that's going to help fill in the gaps in people's life and help them get results exponentially faster, feel better on the inside. And then the last 2 parts is the coaching we provide. So don't discount either the fact, even if you're new, you are a huge asset to the people you're talking to. Your coaching, even when you have no idea what you're doing, is a huge asset, because you can have, I've known people that have 10 bags of Shakeology in their pantry and they're like, it doesn't work. And I'm like, duh. Like, you have to put it in your body. So you can know all the things, and we all probably have experienced this, where we know we should be doing things differently to feel better, but we don't. And that's where the coaching really comes in. How many times have you read like a health book or something and you wish you could ask the author a question about something because you want to like understand it in a different way? So the coaching is huge, both one-on-one, but also our group coaching that we have. And then the 5th part is the supportive community and accountability to help those healthy habits stick. There's a book called Atomic Habits, and it's very, very good at learning how to change small habits in your day that end to big results. And the author talks about the only way to really, not the only, one of the most important things to get a new healthy habit to stick is to find a new environment where the cultural norm is what you're trying to change to. And that's what we do with our challenge groups, which is really cool. Is like the cultural norm is we're going to show up, we're going to log our workouts, we're going to log our Shakeology, we're going to talk about nutrition and talk about our mindset. And that's not common in our culture. So it's really cool. We have this comprehensive approach to offer people. And when you're talking with people, again, this is all going to come with time. All of it is going to come with time. But I just wanted to kind of highlight those 5 things so you guys can have them in your back pocket and share with people. Okay, number 3, especially in this next month, your number 1 job is yourself. Your number 1 job is your own journey more than anything, because what happens when you commit to a fitness program and you can commit to a nutrition program and you commit to drinking your Shakeology every day, it's going to you're going to see changes. And that shift, those changes it sparks a natural excitement within you to share this with other people. And if you don't have that, if you don't commit to that part first, it's going to feel more forced than anything. And so that's the number one thing for new coaches I highly, highly recommend committing to is run your own clinical trial and tell people, hey, these next 30 days, this is what I'm committing to, and I cannot wait to see what happens. And that's the beauty of having social media, is that you get to show up in your Instagram stories, you get to show up and show them what it looks like for you to be committed to this new nutrition program. And what does your lunch look like? What are your struggles? What are the new things that you're learning? And then people naturally will gravitate towards your story because they want to see how your approach could impact their life. That's what people are always on social media for. And it's extremely helpful moving forward. Okay, next I want to talk about really quick Success Club. So there is a training in the back office about this, but basically what Success Club is, if you haven't read anything about it yet, is it's an incentive program that Beachbody created to reward coaches for being consistent in their business. This is where I feel like we have the best combination of entrepreneurship and a corporate business. Because when you own your own business, you don't get anyone mailing you things saying, congratulations, you got 3 new customers. We're so proud of you. Here's a t-shirt. You're like that doesn't happen, right? And so it's really cool. They will send you at month 1, 3, 6, 9, and 12 a gift. Like your first month, you get a free Beachbody t-shirt. I forget off the top of my head what the other ones are. But Success Club, essentially, you get two Success Club points per each new person that you get signed up with a challenge pack or a Shakeology home direct order, which means like a Shakeology auto ship order. Your goal, there's 2 levels of Success Club. Success Club, and it won't make sense in a second. Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. You get 2 points per person, so it's very hard to hit SC5, Success Club 5, when like you're gonna hit 6. So the goal is, and this is kind of like a measurement, your baseline. If you're getting 3 new people every month, that's gonna be approximately $150 to $300 every month just in commission. There's multiple ways we earn money, but that will always pay for your Shakeology. So you guys know. So your goal is to get 3 to 5 people signed up each month. There's multiple different aspects to the benefits of this. You will actually get leads from Beachbody. We've all seen the infomercials. They have infomercials and they have ads everywhere. Right now, our CEO is like, I absolutely love him and who he is as a businessman. And he is like, this is his baby, this company. And he is doing a huge campaign across the US with a bus. And they're like buying out billboards. Like Beachbody is marketing like insane right now. And everyone who goes to beachbody.com gets assigned a coach. And so you get leads when you are one of those coaches who hits at least Success Club 5. You get coach leads when people go on and want to sign up as a coach and they don't have anyone to sign up with if you hit Success Club 10. So that's a huge asset. It's going to add to your volume, and obviously it's going to help grow your business. Okay, Success Starters. This actually just changed this year. So it's a recognition, a reward for new coaches who achieve Success Club, which remember is a minimum of 3 new people a month with a challenge pack, for any 3 months within their first 6 months of signing up. So, and I know that maybe sounds crazy, but if you sign up in January, if you hit Success Club for any 3 months by the end of June, then you are rewarded Success Starter status, and you will get a free ticket to our Coach Summit, which happens every year. This next year is in New Orleans. And you will also, and this is the sweetest part, this is brand new, You also get a free spot on the next test group for the next fitness program launching, which is crazy. Like, I would die for one of those, not literally. But I don't, like, it's kind of a mystery how you get chosen. It has been historically how you get chosen to be in a test group. That means before a program launches, you are part of the, the trial, essentially, period. The reason why I reached out to my coach was because she was in a test group, and I was like, oh, you're extra special. Like, I had no idea. So Success Artist is really cool. And then the third part of Success Club is a Success Club trip. You guys may have seen the trips that I go on every year. We went on a Caribbean cruise this last year. I can't keep track. I think it was Mexico the year before. It was Punta Cana the year before. This year we're not going because I'm pregnant, but it's Dominican Republic, Punta Cana again. So every year, Beachbody takes coaches on an all-inclusive luxury vacation. And I don't know about you, but I never would go on one of these if it wasn't paid for, ever. Especially like a Caribbean cruise. Our life, we wouldn't do it. And so this has been a huge surprise that I never thought was possible. But you earn money for your trip dollars through your Success Club points. I will put the FAQ for all the details in the chat box. And I'll post these notes. But if you guys want to check it out. But next year is going to be, so in 2021, it's in the Riviera Maya, again, at the Hard Rock or the Unico. They're right next to each other. It's in April. You can right now, as a registered coach, go get on the wait list, and you will earn a spot. And so if you're earning trip dollars, if you're hitting Success Club, you will earn trip dollars to cover your trip. You can. It is not anything outrageous. When I first started, I was like, yeah, if I get like 1 million people to sign up with me, it's nothing crazy like that. You can read, again, the details, but you pay for your airfare, but everything else is included. It's so cool. You can actually pay to bring your kids. You get one free guest. It's like I always brought my husband, but you can pay for your kids if you want extra people as well. Any questions about Success Club, Success Starters trip? Okay. All right, moving on. I just wanted to highlight really quick because my coach told me this and it was really valuable. Your first 1 to 2 years, consider them your investment years. And I think the most helpful analogy for me is think of it as like you're getting your bachelor's degree. I spent $100,000 on my nursing degree and like stressed myself the F out because of the vision, because of the end result, because I was getting a degree. I was going into an honorable position. I was going to get, a pretty good paying job and help people. That was what, and it's widely congratulated for me to go into massive debt to do something like that. And this is such a different perspective because you get people like thinking you're a little bit crazy, like, really, you're doing that? Your investment is usually under $200 to start this business. And if you put a fraction of the enthusiasm that we put towards getting our bachelor's degree in 4 years, you could be a millionaire at the end. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. It's so untapped because a lot of people don't understand it. So the first year is usually the hardest because, as you guys have experienced, everything's new. And so you're learning how to talk to people. You're learning about the different, like our product catalog. You're learning about how to handle objections and how to you're learning about yourself. You're learning about insecurities that you had that you didn't even know about. And that part can be challenging. But again, if you connect to why you're doing this and where it could get you and your family, it's so worth it. But I wanted to put that in there because usually the first year, you're not going to reap the same amount of benefit of what the time that you're investing. It will pay off though. I promise you 1,000,000% it will pay off. Okay. So 3 traits of the most successful coaches. I've highlighted this to my team recently and I wanted to share with you. These will come with time and consistency. And the first thing is a high necessity. meaning that I've seen people from every background, from living in their car on, food stamps. Then there's people like me. I had my bachelor's degree. I was working a 6-figure job, but I was working in a job that I didn't love. There's my coach who has no background in health and fitness at all. She prides herself on being an Italian lover of food and like pasta and wine, but she wanted out of her job because she wanted to start a family and have freedom. There's so many different people with different backgrounds. Another good friend that I've made was a lawyer, a working lawyer, worked 90 hours a week and had an autistic son at home and another child. And all the similarity across the board is everyone had a high reason to make this work. They saw the potential, they saw what it could do, and they wanted it more than all the different insecurities and fears and the hard that it came with. Like for me, I had to wake up at 4 in the morning to do my workout and nurse my son and then go to work. And then, on breaks, I would be out doing an Instagram post or whatever. And then when I'd come home, I'd spend like an hour working and then spend time with my family. And it wasn't easy, but it was I had a very high necessity for this work. And there was I was on a call with this girl, like broke records in Beachbody. She loved her job in corporate, and she saw this opportunity though, and she was like, I want to do this, but I have to figure out how to need to do this or I won't do it. And I thought that was really powerful. And a lot of times we just have to dig deeper to figure out like, why do I really want this? Where could it get me? And sometimes that comes with time again. Okay, number 2, kind of touched on this. They have an unwavering confidence in what we do, how different it is, and how much it could help so many people. And then the third part, that confidence will bleed into an unquenchable passion to help other people, because all of us have had dark moments and have had hard moments. And I'm a firm believer that we don't go through those, we don't survive those for no reason. There's always some good that can come from it, and our story can be incredibly impactful for other people. The gifts that we have of our community and the support system can be life-changing for people. I know people who did not end their life because a Beachbody coach came along. Like the potential we have at our fingertips is really incredible. And these 3 things of high necessity and unwavering confidence and that unquenchable passion, again, comes with time in a sense. But if you can write those 3 things down and be like, this is my goal. Like if I actually felt this, how would this charge me differently? And it's pretty powerful what can happen. Okay, I know I'm like breezing through this stuff because I talk too much. Okay, so I talked about this in the group, but I wanted to highlight them really quick. 5 mistakes that new coaches make. Number 1, they stay in learning mode and they wait to take action. They wait to dive in because they feel like they don't have it all together. They don't know anything yet, so they're just going to do research. And that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make, because people want to be in the trenches with you. They want to be on the journey with you. They don't want to wait till you have 6-pack abs and then for you to say, okay, now that I'm already here, like, look at my transformation, you should do this with me. They want to be like, when I started, I had a lot of baby weight to lose, and I had a back pain that I was just, degenerative disc I was just diagnosed with. So I told them, this is what I'm doing. I want to get in shape after baby. We should totally do this program together. It was very like human interaction. Sometimes we get weird, but I wanted people like, this would be fun to do together. I genuinely felt that way, and it really worked. That was the second part. Wait for a transformation before they invite people in. That's just such a lost opportunity to connect with people. The third one is taking objections personally. You will have people, close people to you, who think that you're crazy. You will have people who think this is a scam. You will have people who think this is some sort of pyramid scheme. You will have people in your life that you don't expect are hard on you for this. Don't let it be a surprise. happened to me too, and it happens to all of us. So there's a really good book actually called Go for No for Network Marketers. And I love that one in the beginning of this because it helps you realize, he uses a terminology of becoming immunized to rejection or something like that. And I was like, that's an interesting concept, to where you're so focused on what you're doing and you know you're on the right path that it's okay if people aren't supportive yet. They're going to come around, and I promise you that they will. When this like impacts your life in a profound way, they're gonna be like, okay, what is this thing? And it's happened to, I'm telling you from experience, this has happened to me so many times in the last 4 years. So try not to take objection personally. It is not you. It's that people don't understand what you're doing, and they have insecurities. So many people have been jaded by so many different things in their life, and they don't want to necessarily believe that this could actually help them. So you're going to show them. They think too much. Try not to get in your own head. Just have fun with this and keep pushing forward. And then lastly, they're paralyzed by the fear of failure instead of being fueled by the fear of things staying the same or not reaching your fullest potential. And this is where we start to learn to reframe fear of failure, or what failure is. There's a difference between failing and failure. Essentially, failure is quitting. That is you choosing to stop. No one else can make that decision except for you. And so my best recommendation, there's so many like good perspective shifts on this, but like look at anyone who's really successful, like that's not the word, successful, like Oprah or Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. What if he thought, wow, I suck at basketball, so I'm not going to try anymore. Obviously, I'm not good at this. Look, like it's insane. And I forget all the details of Oprah's story, but I know like she didn't get hired as an anchor woman or something. Like I forget. And that was a horrible example to bring up right now. But her story is really amazing. And Starbucks, like so many people turned down Starbucks and the like funding for them to start out. Every single very successful organization has a failure story, a history of missing the mark, a history of going for it and being knocked on their ass, and then they didn't lose sight of their vision. They kept showing up and making tweaks and making adjustments, and that's how we learn, is by messing up. A baby doesn't try to walk one time, fall, and then say, I guess this isn't for me, I'm not good at this, right? They fall bajillions of times, and then because they're focused on walking one day and then running, that's going to happen. And if you can fall in love with that process, it's going to change everything for you. Because at the end of the day, when people are afraid to fail, a lot of it has to do with what other people think. And I will challenge you to kind of dig into that to yourself. Like, why do I care so much? They're not paying your bills. Your life is your life. You are the only one with your story, your obstacles you've overcome, your passions, your strengths, your weaknesses. No one else can tell you how to live that. Only you get to decide what influences you allow into your brain. I'm going through this confidence course right now by Mel Robbins, which I can send you guys the link. It's only $15 and it's so good. And she says, you can choose to believe or not believe the thoughts that you think. And I was like, that's brilliant. And it works really good for things like anxiety, if anyone's ever struggled with that. But if you start to have thoughts in your head that are negative, that are not working towards you, only you get to decide if you believe them. If you believe them, you're going to believe them. If you believe the doubts and the things that other people tell you about doing this thing and being crazy, that's on you. That only you can allow those things into your head. And it's very empowering. Okay, quickly, you are your brand, not Beachbody, meaning Beachbody is a tool, it's an asset, it's a platform, it's incredible, but you are still you. So when you're sharing this with other people, try to focus on your story and what these tools are doing for you, not necessarily the brand and the name, because people are not attracted to the brand and the name. In fact, many people can be turned off because they have a lot of misconceptions out there about it. So try to lead with you. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Why are you doing it? How is it impacting you? Not necessarily Beachbody and Shakeology, because people don't understand what that is, and they're gonna think it's gonna portray more of a sales thing rather than I'm here to like change people's lives, which is what we're doing. Okay, first steps. I'm gonna time. I really want you guys. I'm gonna get you plugged into. I have a Facebook community that's only for new coaches. It's called the New Coach Squad. I was going to share my screen and go over some of this, but we're running out of time. Are you guys, have you heard of, familiar at all with Share a Cart yet? This is how you get someone signed up. Kind of familiar with it? Okay. So that's the easiest way to get people signed up, because it automatically puts you as their coach, and it's very simple once you do like your first one. I have tutorials in the page about it. As well as on YouTube. I've made so many YouTube resources that could be helpful. But Share a Cart, just ask people what their name, email is, what flavor of Shakeology that they want. I will say, if someone's interested in joining you, ask them a few questions. What, awesome, absolutely, I'd love to do this with you. This is what I'm doing. What are your goals? What are you looking for? And in asking questions, you get to learn more about them. And sometimes it's going to be something different than what you're doing. In the beginning, people want to be a part of, like, I want to do the same nutrition program and the same fitness program as you. Awesome. You just need their name, their email, and their flavor of Shakeology. Remember, your goal is to get 3 people signed up this month if you can. I mean, you all can. If you want to shoot for it. It just, again, goes back to that vision, right? How awesome would it be to get your Shakeology paid for this month, plus some? I usually have the mentality of I'm going to help as many people as possible this month. 3 is on the low scale, but I always shoot for higher because I know so many people need this. So I'm going to be posting here soon. Actually, our next challenge group starts March 1st. This week is prime week to invite to our challenge group, because it takes 5 to 7 days for people to get their stuff. We're going to have 2 challenge groups this month in March. One of them is going to be called the Mindset Movement, and it's focused on 2B Mindset Nutrition. Absolutely, they can log their fitness in there, but fitness is extra credit because that's part of the program. And there's some people, like you were talking about, Jamie, who have injuries, who it's too overwhelming to do eating healthy and exercise at the same time. So we're going to be focused on 2B Mindset. The other one is going to be more portion fix and fitness, similar to what our current challenge group is. And that one's going to be called March Forward. And we have like a challenge group guide and a theme through there. So you guys get to decide what one you want to be a part of. And then just invite to that one. You don't have to invite to both. I would recommend you inviting the one that you're going to be plugged into, and then kind of go from there. Any questions about that? Okay, cool. Make a list of 10 in play. This is in the group I'm going to add you to, but like off the top of your head, make a list of the top 10 people that you could think of without your own preconceived notions of if they're going to think you're crazy or not. And just like write them out on a piece of paper. 10 people. I think they'd actually love to do this with me. I think they'd be a great coach, or I think they'd love this challenge group. I think they could love this community. They look really tired all the time, whatever it is. Write down those 10 people, and those are the 10 people you're going to reach out to with the normal human connection. Hey, I was thinking about you. I'm doing this thing. Not sure if you'd be interested at all, but it's been really cool so far. I think you'd love it. Do you want to do it with me? Like, super simple. Okay, choose a personal development book. I have recommendations in the group that I'm adding you guys to, but this is super important because, like I said, you're going to come up with all these things. Personal development is so important in coaching because people drain the life out of you sometimes, and we're in a people business. So keeping your mindset strong is really, really helpful. And if you need help choosing one, then just let me know. I think you guys are plugged into our challenge group. Kristen, are you in our current challenge group? I don't think so. Okay, I can send you an invite if you want to. If you want to be plugged into the last half of February, that's great. And this is, I mean, you kind of know how it goes, but this is for newer people who don't have any idea what our challenge groups look like. Get plugged into that. I'll plug you into the new coach group. There is a business activity tracker. I don't have the right one in front of me, of course, and I know that we're like running out of time. Let me share my screen because I want to show you guys just what it looks like really quick. So this is really helpful because you own your own business. You are free as a bird to be as creative as you want in running it, but structure is really helpful in the beginning. This is, again, going to be in the page for you that I'm adding you to, in the group I'm adding you to. But this is a checkbox of the vital behaviors of coaching and what's been proven with research to help you be successful. Working out and drinking Shakeology is part of your job. And that's a really cool thing because it adds accountability to it. This is connecting, inviting, and following up with people is going to be the bread and butter. Connecting looks like sending them a message about anything. And this could be on social media, through text message, in person, whatever. Spend time just like literally being friends with people. Again, part of your job. The more people that you connect with, the more successful you're going to be over the long term because they're going to want to follow you. They're going to want to be a part of what you're doing and support you. Social media, if you guys, here's a stories checklist of some ideas of what to put in your stories. Let's see, responding to comments, like you get to check these things off. It says a minimum of 5 invitations a day. Again, these can be super basic. Usually in the beginning is people who already trust you, who you have a relationship with. Those are usually the best received, like invites, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You should totally do it with me. Again, it's super basic. And then people are busy. So a lot of times they're not going to respond to you. Or they'll say, yeah, I'm interested. And you give them information and they'll never respond to you. So make a list, have some sort of tracking system where you write down the people who've ever been interested in anything that you do and follow up with them. Because I promise you, there's people I followed up with for 2 years that finally came around. And then this part will come to with challenge group involvement, like adding to your challenge group, recognizing people who are doing awesome and showing up, responding to questions, and then personal development is on your business requirements checklist because it's so powerful and so important. So it's very basic, but it helps you have strategy. Every Thursday, because our business weeks run Thursday to Wednesday, every Thursday we upload them in the group as a form of accountability of like, this is what my week looked like. You do not have to check all the boxes all the days. That's not the goal. It's just to have like tracking of like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I need to work on next week. Okay. Lastly, social media, just so you guys know, it's not essential for this business to be successful, but it's an incredibly powerful tool to reach more people, especially most of us all of us on this call live in the same town. So it's helpful to get outside of your hometown and to meet more people. Consistency with that, showing your face, showing your journey, telling your story, telling the struggles, like that's how you build trust with people. And lastly, in the getting started right, in the coach email that you would have gotten, if you go into the coach office, coach.teambeachbody.com, and you go to, I think it's support trainings, there's 5 getting started right videos from Beachbody that they created. They just redid, and they're really good. They're 22 minutes total, all 5 of them. So yeah, they're really awesome. So I'd recommend watching those, and you will be set. I will upload these notes in the new coach squad group that I'll make sure you're all in. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I am here for you to support you as slow or as fast as you want to grow this. Everyone's different, and this is your business, really. I'm just a very enthusiastic mentor. So I'm here if you need me, but I'm never going to push you to do things that you're not wanting to do. Thank you guys for your time tonight. Any questions before we jump off? Okay. Have a great night with your family, you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.